Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Let's talk about the third eye, the visual center of intuition, the integrated human reptilian brain, plus something which can give us the vision of the entire universe as such, within the physical ventricles of the brain itself. Now, the prime objective of my life, for everybody's life, is a perfect physical health, free from physical diseases, perfect emotional stability, material wealth and prosperity, right education and knowledge, abundance and impeccable wisdom, genuine respect for the world religions, genuine commitment to social health, spiritual evolution and enlightenment, and eternal, blissful, comfortable living life for everyone should be the objective of every human being. We are low pollen, custodian, and guardians. This should be our objective. But unfortunately, there are many failures for reasons. We don't even attain disease-free life as such. Forget about entire wisdom as such. What are the different reasons? Ignorance, inertia. We are not born with the knowledge. We don't have desire to find the knowledge. We are lazy, inertia at every level. As a result, we do not get right education. We have no understanding of different subjects. We don't understand anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, psychology of the human body. We don't understand the universe. We don't understand anything. We are quite lazy in each and everything. As a result, we have not gone on. We are agyanis. Gyan, Vigyan, Pragyan, and Akhandata is missing. And we need to start thinking about that. That is the objective of my videos. Let us bring impeccable wisdom to the world, uniform for everyone around the world, so everybody can evolve and enlighten and help the world lead a perfect life. And in that is this particular video or every video in the same direction. Second, Sat Chakra Nirupana, I've been talking in the last couple of videos. This is a source of impeccable wisdom. I really mean it. It's a masterpiece in Tantra Vidya. Amazing to the extent, but I'm surprised. Original Sanskrit word is fantastic, and particularly the Serpent Power by Sir John Woodruff is a good work, and I use that as a reptilian thing. Talk about Sat Chakra, 6 chakras as such, and the central dot is the soul, our shivling, and also the snake which comes out. This is the importance of snake, which I am going to talk about it in this also, as I've done in earlier videos. Now, the preliminary verse, it is that this particular process of Sat Chakra Nirupana is the first blissful sprout of realization of Brahman through the six rising processes of 6 chakras of the human body. It talks about only 6 chakras, not of 7 or 10 at all. That's the point which I'm trying to make it. It's Sat chakras means 6 chakras, not Sapt chakras, not Asht, not Non, not Das. That's it. It's a basic preparation for raising of the consciousness. This is internal thing which is very, very important for a fundamental reptilian brain alone. Now, 6 chakras, 6 consciousness, 6 goddesses, and 7 goddesses also. Let's upload and 6 as such. The first verse in Sat Chakra Nirupana is, you have a Meru mountain, vertebral column. Placed on either side, you have 2 nadis or siddhas. One is called Sashi or Ida. The other is called Mihir or Pingala. One is a lunar, one is solar, cold and hot. They are the two things. Ida, Pingala. Ida Nadi represents moon. Pingala Nadi represents the sun. Now this is one I have represented. The central you have is vertebral column. Both left and right, Ida and Pingala, are the nerve which arise from thorax and lumbar. 28 nerves are 14 segments and leave 45 ganglion. United at bottom with ganglion impar and Mooladhara. This is a foundation of Tantra by and large. This is a fantastic representation which is associated with the human body, and I've shown this picture with my own understanding, including my PhD work, to show how beautiful this book is all about. Now come to the Sushmana Nadi. We have Ida Pingla, we have finished with Sushmana Nadi. Central Nadi is Sushmana. It is made of three parts, three qualities, which is Chandra, Surya or Agni. Three. There is sun, there is moon, there is fire. And this is also like a datura flower. These chakras look like, made of the copper, extend from center of perineum or Muladhara chakra to the head. Is talking about those things which are placed in front of Sushmana Nadi. And that is what it is all about. Now come to the within the Sushmana Nadi is something which I don't see many of the books really talking about. With Sushmana Nadi, you have a Vahani Nadi in which cerebrospinal fluid is floating around the nervous system. Let me put it, the brain and spinal cord both put together. This is around brain and spinal cord. Within that you have is Surya Nadi, which is white matter, and then you have Chandra Nadi, which is grey matter, and then within that is central canal in the spinal cord and ventricles in the brain, and internalization of soul within the Brahmanadi and ventricles is what would take you to third eye, seeing the universe as such. When that goes inside the ventricles, it can activate pineal gland, and pineal gland in return is connected with the thalamus, and thalamus is connected with occipital region, which is visual cortex, also the auditory, plus somatosensory, plus the entire thing. That is the relay center. So I would put it, pineal gland plus thalamus is what I am talking about in this as a pragyan chakra, or the ninth level as far as the Akhand is concerned, or Ashtang from this level. Let's move on to the next level to understand what is the importance of this in spiritual enlightenment. Now, I'm showing the same picture in a human body. You can see the central Sushmana Nadi. You have vertical column outside, which is Sushmana Nadi. Then subdural space is what Vahani Nadi is, in which you have cerebrospinal fluid going around and lubricating the nervous system as such. Within that, you can see in the spinal cord down, you have the white matter, which are ascending and descending fibers of tracts as such. And then you have a gray matter inside, which is the nuclei inside the brain. And then within that is. Now, with respect to Brahm, you have brainstem and spinal cord is unique thing where gray matter is inside, and that gray matter is activated by Kundalini going inside much better to integrate the entire nervous system, which is reptilian in brain, to take care of subconscious unconscious functions. In here gray matter is inside. If this Kundalini goes inside, it can, with Antaryog, make the nervous system complete, make your sensory system complete, motor sensory complete, involuntary system complete, even the seventh level of nervous system can be complete. As a result, you'll be very sensitive within, as such is what is important. And in this, you will be able to, body will be able to see your Antaratma yourself during living time itself in the ventricles. And that process is shown by the pineal gland, thalamus and occipital region as such itself. And that is the importance of this particular thing. As I would say, if you come to this level of seeing Antaratma, helium-4, Aditi, within the ventricles of the brain, you will have a power within your hand, and with the help you can see divinity as such outside, because the answers are there within Aditi itself, Antaratma itself, Kundalini itself. The Kundalini power is the Ojas Shakti, which gets into Tejas, testosterone to estrogen, which goes through the ventricle, Vahani Nadi itself. Vahani Nadi outside. But Kundalini inside is a Kundalini that can also give you energy inside. So enlightenment can come because the glucose will be correct, oxygen will be correct, everything will be correct, because brain uses only glucose and oxygen only for energy. Little salt, and of course the water is very, very important. So from that, let's move on to the next stage. Now, as I told you, this particular shape of Vani Nadi, where Ojas and Tejas, you can three pictures. Left side is the picture of the brain and the spinal cord as such. This shape you see, and you see the Gada, the mace of Lord Hanuman, who is a brahmachari. That means once Kundalini Shakti produces Ojas from Swadhisthana Chakra, testosterone, gets converted into that, it can give you the power of muscular power, RBC power, power as such that you would body will be like a hot iron rod, and that is what Kundalini is all about. And Datura is the shape of the chakra as this form, and this shape you can find when Kundalini Shakti as an Ojas to Tejas goes into the Vahani Nadi itself. It's an amazing thing that ancient wisdom I am able to show with a modern educational system and share how clear they were through the experience. And I can tell you, since I am able to see within my ventricles, not one dimension, two dimension, or three dimension, I can see all the 10 dimensions within my eyes itself. Kundalini behind my retina is able to show what is there inside my eyes and also outside, like an electron microscope itself, where I can see different objects flowing, increasing. It's an amazing thing, but I cannot show to someone unless they see by themselves. This is my experience, and I'm saying it. I can see 10 dimensions. That's the reason I've been able to understand 10 chakras within the body, because I can experience that as it is moved with Kundalini or Aditi, helium-4 itself. Now come to the question of Kundalini. Now I am going to show you something where Sanskrit language has helped me to understand things very clearly. You see this, because the Sanskrit verse 10 and 11, Shank Vrat, that means the whole Kundalini in active form is in the ratio of Devyank alone. Shank, the conch, length and breadth is Devyank ratio. And there are 10 spirals within the shank is also something which I am talking about. Then you have Sharda, Trivrit. Now again, 3 means 3, Vrit is plus, is the shape. The Kundalini is shape of 3 plus 1 by 7, which is pi, not 3.5, which many people talk about it. I am making it, it's a reflection is of the pi as such. It is in spiral, you can call it, that is a Kula Kundalini. Kundalini is virus, who goes on, and it is something which gives you the Satchit Anand as such, and it gives you the moksha, freedom from all the problems of the world. It gives you completely freedom from all the stress and strain of your life. Don't picture shivling, spiral 3 plus shank are the beautiful examples given in verse 10 and 11 itself. Then this particular thing has also helped me to understand and find out the connection of Jivatma, the physical body, with Paramatma, our spiral galaxy, as such to start with. These two pictures of spiral galaxy and Shank and human body are identical. And this is what made me understand how beautifully Sanskrit language, provided you are able to do cut the words into different words. Because Sandhi Shed is the most important part in Sanskrit language. I have not seen that too many cases in outside, but Sanskrit is spread over and over as a Sandhi Shed, and you need to break those words into different words and understand. For that, I have been saying very clearly, unless until you have understood the concept in the particular book, in Satchakra Nirupana as such, if you have comprehended, only then you will be able to understand each word very clearly. And I am glad that Sat Chakra Nirupana's entire book has been comprehended by me. As a result, I am able to bring out those things which have not been brought out by somebody else. So that's my first request, is read everything as a text to understand the concept. In the concepts, then you see the Sandhi. In that context, you'll have the wisdom, impeccable wisdom. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. Now come to the spiritual science of six chakras. My experience, let's start with the six chakras as such chakra talks about it. The first picture I'm saying is the Muladhara chakra, the first center of consciousness right at the pelvic level. There are four aksharas or letters, and also the seed mantra is Lam alone. Then it is associated with earth element, and the water of solid element should be 38.196%. I've already told you that's it. Then Swadhisthana's second chakra is the ancient picture. You can see the water element. You can see the sound as a worm, plus six aksharas, Ya, Ra, La, Bha, Bha, Ma. These are the phonetic sounds. One done there would activate Swadhisthana chakra to produce more of ojas or testosterone, which can get converted into estrogen or tejas for intelligence. These are the sounds which have very, very powerful combination of words at the third level. Then comes to the question of Swadhisthana chakra is a Lord Vishnu, whereas in Muladhara it is Brahma. Brahma and Vishnu are within the two. That means creation starts, the first stage of creation is in Muladhara chakra, and then Swadhisthana comes to play a role for procreation, and then development starts as such. So, two heads of goddess, and Vishnu at the second level shows that is the second level has started about the development. First is the creation 22/21, then 10th stage of development is with Vishnu with Dasavatar, and I think that is very interesting. Now come to the question of procreation, and water element is most important, and this is connected with Venus. First is with Earth, this is Venus. And Venus has an important part along with the moon on the water element, and 61.803% is that. Then comes the third chakra of Navi. Its phonetic sound is Ram, and then 10 vowels, and is the fire element. Earth, water, now fire, Agni as such, and that triangle you can see from up down, and that brings a different level. And these are 10 words connected with Navi chakra, which also represent 10 heads of Ravana. He was so powerful in Navi chakra that even Sri Ram could not kill him unless and Vibhishan told him to attack his navel chakra. That means adrenal gland had to be cut because it can give the power to make him survive 9-10 times. It's a beautiful story of Ramayana and killing of Ravan by Ram, and the whole background is amazing and talks about Navi only. Then comes to the question, Navi is with the Mercury, which is the closest to the Sun, Earth, Venus, and Mercury. At the third level, you come to Mercury, and that energy it gets from the Sun as such, because closer to the Sun, and energy is like an aura unto that, and it's beautiful by and large. Beautiful description in the book. Then come to fourth level, Anahata Chakra, and it is Earth, Water, Agni to air or Vayu symbol. And it has got 12 petals. They are associated with the chest, which has got 12 vertebrates. And I would be talking about another chakra at a later date, which is below Anahata of Usha Chakra at a later date. At this, phonetic sound is Yam. Lam, Ram, Lam, Vam, Ram, and Yam. Now, this is connected with the aura of the sun. Around the aura and the sun gives you 10 plus 2, 12 chakras as such. I think that is a beautiful science. Then come to the next chakra, which is fifth, is Vishuddhi chakra. An ancient symbol is with quintessence Akash Bhuta. So you have come to the fifth element. That is the reason I have shown it when I came to Vishuddhi in looking at light, I found the light within and light outside. So that means enlightenment actually starts in Vishuddhi itself. Vishuddhi is the one which brings Brahmanadi and Vishnu Nadi as such to completely stage that both the Granthis, Brahma Granthi and Vishnu Granthi, are complete, and you are into devotion of the highest light, and you can see the beauty of Brahma and Vishnu both at Vishuddhi itself. And the phonetic sound here is Hamsa. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, and Hamsa. Now you have come very close step by step to the fifth level, and that's where you can see the light of Akash within and outside. I have experienced that way back in 1992 itself. Now the question of Vishuddhi, it is association with Mars. Mars is the first planet, which is last in inner planets, which are solid planets. Sun, then you have Mercury, then you have Venus, then you have Earth, and then you have Mars. If you take this are the solid 5 planets which make lot of difference by and large. And here energy is which comes from Surya is converted into that, and we have come to energy level, and we can see up to that. You can experience even with the skin, because skin is formed from ectoderm, from which eyes and nervous system is developed. That's it. Now come to Ajna, the sixth chakra. It is the old shielding and blessing, and in this you have only 2 petals there shown. Then you have Hum and Sha, and that is where the sound of Om comes up. Hum Sa shows that we have come to the stage of experiencing Hamsa to Om's level, and Shama also. That Kha Sha is with Shama. You should forget and forgive. Don't remember it. And then move on. But don't take any action. But memory should be maintained as such so that you don't make that mistake again. Shama does not mean you should eliminate. You can never eliminate anything in the nervous system. One person who has been bad, you should always remember he is bad, and always do not take a second chance with the person at all. Because once beaten, he will always bite in one form or other. So learning, experiencing, and learning Sha and Hum there is very, very important. This is 6th level. Up to 6 goddesses and 6 gods with 6 heads is completely with Satchakra Narpana as such. Up to this phonetic sounds, letters, we have come to the 50 letters, and we have come to the complete inner part as such. Now Ajna Chakra, as I have shown, is not 2 petals, because when I see it connection with brainstem, pituitary, front and back, and of course you have brainstem with midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata put together have got subconscious, unconscious, 28 centers of nuclei which play very important in homeostasis, and they can give you the inner feeling very clearly, and that's why you have gray matter inside, because you can experience this part, then you become as perfect as a reptile, serpent. That's the picture is. Right up to this, I'm talking about only reptilian only. That's why the picture also talks about it. I'm also talking about up to this reptilian brain is very, very clear as such. Now, after that, we can move up. Now, this is connected with asteroid belt. Asteroid belt is around the Mars after that. This is disintegration, all the meteoroids and everything, the planets are there. You can see this picture. And it is 420 million kilometers from the core of the sun divided by 15 million. That's what is 28 is all about. I have already explained everything mathematically. Only mathematics can give you the knowledge of the wisdom. Anything other than conclusive mathematics is not scientific at all. Vigyan Chakra is what science is all about. Gyan, Ajna is up to knowledge, which could be philosophical otherwise. That's why I'm very clear. Right up to 6 is a philosophical knowledge. People can look at the way they want to look at it. Once you go to Vigyan, you become a scientific as such. That's the reason nobody has experienced Vigyan, Pragyan within the body except me. because they are not into impeccable wisdom by eliminating all the defects scientifically, mathematically, otherwise. So they have remained at the philosophical. They play with the ideas, mysteries, and leave it at that. I'm not getting into that. I'm a mathematician, I'm an artist, I'm a scientist. So I should have. That's the reason Vigyan comes at seventh level very clearly as the highest center for reptilian brain, because it is just on top of reptilian brain. It is in the hypothalamus, which is very closely associated with pituitary as such. As a result, even releasing hormones are produced by hypothalamus, which are used by anterior pituitary and also posterior pituitary from hypothalamus alone. And that is at the base of the ventricles of the brain. So it can also be included as a part of Satchakra, and I call it Sapt Chakra. Now, seventh is become, and only then you have 52 letters coming up in Sanskrit that completes the picture as such. So that's the reason I made a new picture, and you have 52 petals, and then nuclei are this, and then Tra and Gyan. This is Gyan is one which gives you from Gyan to Vigyan to Pragyan to Akhandata to higher and higher things inside. It starts. And here I have put Om, which I had designed 50 years ago, which is much perfect on Manduka Upanishad's thing. And that is 3 is the most important part of Sanskrit language. Savitri to Maitri to Mitra to everything, and Gyan to Vigyan to Pragyan to Akhandata. These two sounds take you to the scientific level. Earlier, it is right up to philosophical 50 parts. These two will make you a scientist, a mathematician, impeccable wisdom as such. That comes with Gyan, and unfortunately or fortunately, I'm the only one who brought this picture to the world as a Vigyan for the first time in the history of mankind as a seventh level. Now I have shown this hypothalamus also had seen, and the sound vibration is the Om which I have written within that. Akara, Yukara, Makara, Prasturiam. All the three put together you experience in Vigyan Yoga. That's where you understand the beauty of Ved, Upanishads, and Puranas and other scriptures much better once this is open, because this is one is at the base of the ventricles, and when light goes into the ventricle is able to show the whole integration. Now, its association is the Jupiter planet, and Jupiter is 718 million kilometers from the Sun. It divided from 15 is 52. This is again mathematics becoming so close to the whole concept. I am surprised that divine mathematics is also designed with Divyank, and that's the only message which I am giving to the world. Because what are the mathematics? You know, man-made concept with their ideas, which are defective. That's why nobody is able to find the truth. They are finding fault with the old one. Whatever they come, they write little better than earlier. Somebody comes and changes that. Slowly, slowly they come. But now Divyank has come, it can change the whole thing once for all. And then you'll have a beautiful subject on maths, physics, chemistry, and medical sciences for the world, perfection. And that is the objective of my videos by and large. Now come to the Kacha Pragyan Chakra, which I think is connected with pineal gland. And I make it very clear. Pineal gland is in the ventricles of the brain on the posterior part, not anywhere else. You're going to see the picture. And that is very closely associated with thalamus. And thalamus is the relay center for sensory cortex. And here I am making it as a visual cortex connection, although it has other sensory also. Auditory is also there, somatosensory is also. But since we are going to talk about light, enlightenment, pineal gland can see that light of the soul and take it to thalamus, and thalamus can take it to occipital visual cortex for the vision of dimensions of Nidhi, helium, and 10 dimensions can be seen in the zone once your concentration is with Aditi or helium-4, soon behind the pineal gland. And you can see eyes, backside, pineal as such also gives it, and upper also gives it, both eyes and the pineal gland, and that association with thalamus and then the visual cortex becomes very clear once you have Antaratma into the ventricles of the brain. But here, the vision is by the pineal gland, not eyes. That's very important. Eyes can see the other things, the five as complete. But for clairvoyance, pineal gland has much bigger role. Then this is a picture which I have designed for pineal gland. This picture resembles very much like centriole. And centriole is the only one which centrosome becomes the two centrioles in the cell which make 21 parts. But at the first division, it is a centrosome which becomes two centrioles. This is a picture of that enlightenment actually comes. So Brahma completely comes up here only with the pineal gland, because pineal gland has got the hormones and encapsulate, and many of these things which are connected with sexuality is also connected with day and sleep, and many things beautiful in the process. One Kundalini comes inside, can do wonders by and large. It makes you perfectly healthy, wealthy, switch on and switch off one another. So this is the most beautiful part as we move on to the higher levels. Now come to the question of his connection with the Saturn. And now I am making one thing very clear. Among all the planets which have effect on the human body, Saturn is the last. Sun has an effect, so is Mercury, so is Venus, so is Earth, so is Moon, so is Mars, so is asteroid belt, so is Jupiter, so is Saturn. Up to this only you have these 9 planets which play a very important role. And next I would be talking about Navagraha with all the 9 which will operate will be explained along with Rahu and Ketu as such. We'll understand how beautiful that is. Now, when Kundalini is right at the Muladhara Chakra, it can go up through the external route of Pranamaya Kosh, which everybody experiences, but that is not permanent. But that is Bahar and Kosh, all the Panchakoshas are like that. Annamaya Kosh, then Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanmaya Kosh, Anandman is extended outside. This is a temporary state of blissfulness people experience with the pranayam, Kundalini moving from Mooladhara to Sahasrara, but it comes down once you stop the breathing technique completely. Ara normally is 3 to 4 inches, but during pranayam of the highest quality, it can increase to 4, 5 feet, even much more than that. When it's much more of that, you can use that external aura to reach the level you want. But these are temporary. You can't be breathing that 24/7. It has a limitation. So when you come to the internalization, only then you find things are much better. This integrated human brain, you can see the Kundalini from Mooladhara has got into central canal in the spinal cord, as you can see the middle part, and how it moves up and come to the ventricle. You can see the pineal gland. You can see the pineal gland as such. Then behind that you have seen the thalamus. You have the hypothalamus, midbrain, pituitary, visual cortex, and all the things which I am talking about are represented in this picture. But I have also written about grey matter outside, which I will talk about it later as such, because that is antenna to take me to the universal consciousness, Akash Kosh, and then wisdom. That can be given only the person in whom the Kundalini is inside the ventricles, stimulating the pineal gland, thalamus, and think. He'll be able to perceive and restore in the brain through the process of thalamus, which is a sensory relay center. Once that sensory relay center, which had all the 5 senses as such, is activated, and that is what is Pragyan Chakra, will give you impeccable wisdom as such. Now, as I've experienced the inner Antaryog way back in 95, my Kundalini moved after experiencing Ida, Pingala and Sushumna into the ventricles, brain, after going through central cord Brahma Nadi, after breaking the Brahma Granthi between Mooladhara Chakra and Brahma Granthi. And of course, the experience of Vishnu Granthi was already there. And during initiation, I have also seen the Rudra Granthi broken and taken it to Agyan Chakra, Ajna Chakra. Now, after this experience, I started seeing all the 10 centers. I found there is one below Anhata as Usha. Then after Ajna, it is Vigyan, Pragyan, and then Sahasrara. That internalization has given me much more clarity because I experience all Rig Ved within my body. So, what chemical has a role in different parts? With the food alone, I have rectified all my problems, including my old family issues itself. Now, as a result, I can understand Taittiriya Upanishad much better because Taittiriya Upanishad was 6 things inside, that is 7. Annamaya is outside, then within that is Pranamaya, within that is Manomaya, within that is Vigyanmaya, within that is Anandamaya, within that is Guhyam, is a cave, that is central canal. And Atma goes inside. That experience is very different from what Theosophical Society is talking about outside, which I spoke about it. Now, once you have that experience within the body, and that 3 outer layers are able to take you to the external world of spiral galaxy, Milky Way, and greater galaxies. As a result, with the help of Aditi, which is helium-4, you can experience Gayatri, which is neon-21, Adi Prashakti, which is argon, or higher krypton and xenon also. You can experience all that within the body. That's what I spoke about it. I can experience even xenon within me, which is the 54th element, by converting iodine, which is 53rd, into ionic form as a 54. I can experience the same Satchit Anand within me so beautifully. And that is where science and spirituality becoming 2 sides of the same coin. Unless until we come to that stage, you will never be a scientist, you can never be a spiritual person. A spiritual person should be a scientist with a core divine mathematics or Devyank alone. Now the question, once that is done, as I told you, Akash Kosh has got an ideal frequency of 7.83. As I told you, I, with the grace of whole thing of simplify Kundalini Yoga to meditation, I've been able to experience this particular level very clearly, which is 7.83, is a Schumann resonance, is the ionic form, is available in the Earth's ionic itself. As a result, with the closed eyes, I am able to produce 8.5 hertz through the brain for the first time in the history of mankind. Other people get 10.5 hertz from posterior brain when eyes are closed, mind is rest of the brain does not have. But here I am able to do through 8.5 with closed eyes. When I open the eyes, it becomes 8. Even the frequency becomes better, power becomes more. Once you are able to do that, that is happen only once you come to Pragyan Chakra, because you are being connected from inside. All the 64 centers of the brain get interconnected. That's what I mean. All the 64 arts and sciences you should be mastered in. You should know divine mathematics, you should be artist, you should know physics, you should know chemistry, you should know medical sciences, you know everything. Only then you come to this particular stage. If I can do it, I'm sure everybody can do it. But you have to work towards that concentration for becoming a perfect human being, truthful, honest, and doing everything for the world's sake. Once you come to that level, you come to this level, and that will make you one in tune with universal consciousness. You will become an example of Advait philosophy. Dvait, Advait, Trait, and other things also become part and parcel of you. The entire universe will be at your thing, and that is what I am trying to explain as such. Now coming to the last picture. In this picture, you can see all what I've spoken about. This is there in this picture itself. You can see Ida, you can see Pingla, you can see Shushmana, you can see Vani Nadi, you can see Chandra Nadi, you can see Sushmana Nadi, you can see Surya Nadi, you can see ventricles also, and you can see in the ventricles right at top, that soul inside is inside that I'm talking about. And then you can see 9 things around in the brain. This is Pragyan Chakra and Atma, pineal gland, other thing. And then with the whole universe, A to Z, the spiritual science will be at your fingertips once you come to that stage. And I'm glad that over a period of so many years, I've been able to do wonderfully very well. And That's it. I think it's enough for the day to talk about ninth level of Pragyan Chakra and be in tune with inner conscious completely. As a result, I can understand Rigved completely, I3 Upanishad completely, other things also within myself as such. And I think that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next stage in the next video.